Hi everyone, this is Miss Wertz here, and this is our first tutorial of the 2020-2021 school year. Okay, this is our first project of the school year, and we're doing this virtually, so of course I'm going to do a video tutorial. We've just come off of a Google Slides project. We listed 10 things about ourselves, included words that described ourselves, phrases that described our dislikes, the things we like, the things that drive us crazy, and so on and so on. And really, what that boils down to is a self-portrait. We're going to go and progress into an actual visual self-portrait. But we want to think a little bit further, and the overreaching idea is, how do we go a little bit deeper? How do we create a little extra meaning in creating a self-portrait? A self-portrait does not have to be a realistic portrayal of our faces, not by any means. And I think we're going to have a little bit of fun stretching that idea. So we're going to do a smaller project, okay? A mini project, if you will, to start off this school year, to get to know each other better and maybe get to know ourselves just a little better. We're going to start with a silhouette, and I'm going to show you two ways that you can create a silhouette or a side profile of yourself, okay? Now, two modifications or two ways to do it. If you have another way to do it and you feel confident, forge on. Go right ahead. Do your thing. It's cool. It's cool. All right. But the first thing that you can do is get yourself a piece of paper, something that will be large enough to accommodate your face and your head. Okay. Now, if you don't have a large sheet of paper like I happen to have at home, that's okay. I understand. You can find just about anything. It could be a paper bag from the grocery store that you cut open and lay flat. That'll work just fine, okay? If you don't have a large enough sheet of paper to trace, I'm going to show you an alternative way, an option B that may work for you as well. Okay, so to begin with, you need a piece of roll of tape, and it can be any type of tape. Tear off a piece of that tape. You're going to go ahead and take that tape, and we want to maybe just make it less tacky. All right, so we want to create low tack. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this sticky side and we're going to put it on our sleeve, or you can do this on your pants, your jeans. Tap it on there, rub that on there, and pull it off. And when you do so, that leaves behind some of the fiber of the fabric. And when you place it on your paper and later try and remove it, it won't be as easy to tear, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and place that up there. In this first option, you simply tape your paper to the wall, okay? Please make sure you're not using a marker. I am going to use a marker because I want you at home to be able to see what is being drawn. You should use a pencil. Do not use a marker on the wall at home. You're going to end up drawing on the wall. Trust me. I know for a fact. Don't do it. Okay, so you'll have an assistant, okay? It could be a family member, a sibling, a parent, grandparent, an auntie, an uncle, your choice. Okay, I have an assistant here who I'm going to hand over a marker to and the drawing duties. And we've practiced this. Oh, we have practiced. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and put your noggin right up against, don't bang it on the wall, right up against that paper, okay? And you are going to get traced. And go. Oh, yes. Yes. They're going to... And I don't recommend that they draw on you, although we've had moments that have been pretty funny. And they can literally trace you onto this paper, okay? And they want to get the back of your head if they haven't. They can include a little bit of your hair if they want to indicate that as well. Okay? Good? Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you. So once they have done that, we're going to go back in if we need to and make adjustments because you might find that you might want to fix some things up. So we can go in and I am going to add a neck. Okay? If you want to get a little more projection on your chin, on your lips, on your nose, you can certainly do that as well. Okay? Get my little ski jump of a nose. I don't know. What do you think? Did I capture it? Okay. If you want to get in there and kind of suggest the texture of your hair, you can certainly do that. Okay? You are more than welcome to do that. Okay? Just for fun, and I know this isn't necessarily a true silhouette, but what I can do is go ahead and suggest my hair just for some contrast, right? Because it had a lot of space here, a lot of negative space, and it looked a little boring. So I went ahead and closed up that shape a little bit. Okay. So that is the first portion, okay? The next way that you can create a silhouette, a side view. I'm going to turn the paper over. And what I will do is draw a box. Now, if you at home feel the need to make it a perfect rectangle, feel free to use a ruler. I'm going to freehand it. Again, I recommend that you use a pencil. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and draw my rectangle. Freehanded rectangle. Okay? So is it perfect? Nah, it's not perfect, but it's not bad. Okay? Now remember, this is in pencil. You will be able to erase. Okay? If you use pencil, if you use marker, you will not be able to erase. Do not use marker. Okay, so now that I've done this, I am going to divide this very simply into 3 sections utilizing 2 horizontal lines, 2 sleeping lines, okay? And I'm going to go 1, 2. And these are approximate registration marks. That's what I'm looking for, approximation. This is kind of just free and flowing, all right? So just so you know, okay? Now, I'm going to come in with a curved line. This curved line will represent my forehead, okay? So here I go, curved line. Everybody see that? From the very top to the first line, the first segment. Now, for me, and I think like most people, I have a little indentation where the bridge of my nose, see how I run from the tip of my nose back up towards my forehead, where it pushes inward. There's an indentation right here, and then I have a little bit of an angle, and then we go into the curvature of my forehead, okay? So watch this as I express this in terms of drawing. Okay? Angle. Everybody see that? Boom. Okay. And then I can come out here with my nose. Okay. I have a rounded kind of marble or ball on my nose. Okay. Again, my lips from the bottom of my nostril, they jut out at an angle, a diagonal. Okay, they jet back inward as I come to the lip here. Out again from the bottom lip. Little bit of a plane right here. And again, another indentation, a little boop, boop, right there, boop. And then my chin juts out again. And my chin, I believe it to be a little more rounded. So let's do that. We get a little bit of a boop, an indentation, a fingerprint right there, followed by a curving outward of the chin. Come around to the underside of my chin, curving down the neck, okay? All right. Give myself a little bit of, suggest a little bit of my shoulder here, okay? A little bit of my shoulder. Shoulder right there, okay? Now, let's go ahead and continue with the back of the head. We're going to come back up at this point where we began, okay? I'm going to continue by curving that line back. This is the back of the skull, right? And the back of the neck. Okay, now remember, you're doing this in pencil. You're doing this in pencil, so you'll be able to erase any unwanted lines, okay? So we can see these angles that are so important, okay? Angles that are so important. These are going to be your eyebrows. Your eyes are going to fall inside here, okay? You can come back in and extend things as they need to be extended. All right, now I can go in here and I can add, maybe I'm adding the indication of my hairline. And I have curly hair, crazy hair. It's windy, swept hair everywhere. I can have a little bit of fun creating the texture of curls. Okay. If you have braids or your hair is twisted, or you like to wear your hair pulled up in a bun, okay? Maybe your hair is like, kind of like comes down, is like frames your face. Maybe your hair swoops down to one side, okay? Try and think about creating some fun texture in your hair, right? Now, once you have your side view and your silhouette established, whichever way in which you do that, if you have a different way of doing it, again, that's fine. You're going to then go into your Google Slides assignment that you created, the one we talked about being a self-portrait. And I want you to go through and identify a couple of different slides that you think were your favorite slides or really and truly define you, are a great self-portrait of who you are, okay? And what I'd like you to do is go in and begin pulling both imagery and words. Perhaps you wrote a poem in yours that could be included, okay? And you can see, I think that you can see the silhouette here developing. If you look at the sample that I provided for you, you would see that there is a painting, and it's a landscape. There's a very dark silhouetted place right on the horizon line with trees. There's the moon. There's cloud. It's a cloudy sky. There's water and the reflection of the moon on the water. Here I've on my first slide, the word that I used to describe myself was create, because I always see myself creating things. So I've incorporated that in there. up here, I think in between these areas and the negative spaces that remain, I'm going to continue developing and writing in the poem that I created on that first slide, you know, where I talked about sort of moving, dancing, living and breathing. Those words that I felt really embodied part of who I am as a person and as a painter. And I'm going to include those in here. Okay? You can see how I'm trying to incorporate imagery, words, poetry, bring that into this project. And this will continue to develop. But you can begin to see where I'm going with it, right? Okay. In this case, I've used oil pastels. You are free to use watercolor, markers. You can use cut up pieces of paper that you tape or glue on there. You can use all pencil if you want to use all pencil. You could use color pencil. The media is your choice at whatever it is that you have on hand. Okay. If you want to pick something up at the dollar store, you can do that. That is fine. Okay. I am asking you to have 6 small sketches, thumbnail sketches, to incorporate and think about different ideas so you have choices. Okay. You will have choices before you decide on your final design. Okay. I hope that this has been helpful. Thank you for watching. Pause as needed. Watch as many times as needed, and have a wonderful day. Okay. I look forward to seeing what you create. Thank you. Bye, guys.